everyone, I'm Chris.
I'm Craig.
And welcome back to our channel, and today we're going to be doing our review for 999.
Alright, so 999, this is actually a movie both of us were pretty looking forward to. The marketing for it didn't kick in until a little late, actually, in 2015. But once we saw it, the trailers looked good, the cast looked great, and we were really excited about this. The movie, actually, first off, it's directed by John Hillcoat. There's big cast stars: Casey Affleck, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Aaron Paul, Norman Reedus, Anthony Mackie, Kate Winslet, Gal Gadot, and Clifton Collins Jr.
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson, thank you. I knew I was going to forget
Norman
someone.
Reedus.
I said Reedus.
Oh.
I think. But very big cast. And basically it's about, so it's a group of criminals to start off with. There's a number of moving parts here, but a group of criminals rob a bank, and they're doing this job for the Russian Jewish mafia, sort of. And then things kind of start turning on their head. A few of the members may not be as secure as they thought they were. There's a detective unit that ends up investigating them and how they interact with one another. There's a lot going on here, though, so we'll get into that a little bit later and spoiler-free detail, but what'd you think?
I liked it. Was it great? No, but I enjoyed it. But leaving the movie, it was like, okay. It was predictable. One person's character in the movie, I knew what was going to happen and what led to the fallout of the movie. Woody Harrelson did a great job. Casey Affleck. I love Norman Reedus in this. I'm glad I see him outside of Walking Dead. Pretty much everyone did a really good job. Kate Winslet did a great job as well. But just the movie kind of left me like, I don't know. It wasn't like I was left hanging or like, okay, but it just kind of, the way it was shot and the way it ended was just like, okay. But overall, I did enjoy this movie a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed this as well. Not as much as you did. I know the first thing I told you right after we left is it feels like this movie wasn't necessarily edited very well. Either it wasn't filmed in its entirety or it wasn't edited very well. And I don't mean necessarily the shots themselves, just the actual story. Because even from the first scene, it jumps right in, almost assuming like you know exactly what's going on, and you don't. And you kind of find out later on, but you don't really find out. Like, a lot of stuff is still left up in the air. And it feels like for a movie that's almost 2 hours, an hour 50, that there was 10 minutes missing at the beginning, or at least 5. And then there was another 5 in the middle missing, and then another 5 kind of towards the end that were missing, that would have given you an understanding of why all this is happening. I mean, you could just say, well, they needed money. Like, okay. But all this, it's kind of a little too convenient how they just say, like, all right, well, this is happening. Just deal with it. And the scenes individually work. You know, there's some great, I mean, it's great, very well acted. Like I said, Winslet's great, Harrelson's great, Aaron Paul's great. He's kind of playing Jesse Pinkman. Kind of, sorry. But there's a lot of very well acted scenes in this movie. It just, and Chiwetel Ejiofor's great. Yeah, Casey Affleck, everyone's great in this. It's just, the story doesn't necessarily make that much sense, and it feels very just kind of shoved out there. And not saying that they didn't care, it's like, all right, here you go, deal with it, and here's all, now just enjoy these little well-acted scenes. And if these were 5 well-acted sequences, I would have liked it a lot more. It's just the story didn't make, they tried to make it make sense, but it just really didn't. Or if it did, it wasn't very good. There's a lot of cliches with the characters, and then the bad guys, here's the stereotypical bad guy. We won't say who that is or isn't, just because there's a lot of moving parts. Some people do slightly change their perspectives. It's just a lot of cliches, and in terms of not only the direction the characters goes, but the characters themselves and the way they're written. And it's unfortunate because, like you said, in pieces, you're like, ooh, I'm into this. Like, this is a cool scene. This is a good scene. And there's a lot of elements where I told you, like Traffic and Training Day and even the Robert Duvall Colors. There's little parts where you're like, oh, I think that was kind of influenced by that, and because those are good movies. And it just, when you fit everything together, it didn't work that great. That's all. It's not bad by any means. It's fine, but, you know, just unfortunately, it leaves you, we were both left wanting more. Like, come on, like, there's more, right? Like, no, there's not. Oh, okay. It is well directed.
Yeah,
like,
it is very well directed.
If you remove the story in terms of the action and the scenes themselves, it is well directed. And I mean, he brings the best out of his actors. Like I said, it's very well acted, and that's a credit to John Hillcoat. And the action sequences are tense. There's some great scenes. So I don't know if I can blame, because a lot of directors don't have final say on final edit. So I don't know I don't know what the entire director's cut would be. It might be 2.5 hours, and it fleshes a lot of this out better. I don't know. But the scenes that were there, they were filmed well. It wasn't a cohesive movie. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to score this thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with a 6.5.
Oh yeah, you're definitely more positive than me. that's not an unfair score. I'm going lower. I'm going to go with a 5.4. We were talking about John Hillcoat just before we did this. Like, I love The Road. I love like that darker thematic elements that he has with this. I know you're a fan of Lawless. Yeah. It's just the story. Whether that's, he didn't write this movie, so I'm not criticizing him, but just it just didn't form a strong enough unit. And I'm a big story guy. If the story doesn't make sense, that's just it. But anyway, yeah, check it out. I mean, let us know what you guys think of it. It still is a worthwhile watch. It is still entertaining. You're not likely to leave this thinking, oh, this was bad, this wasn't worth it. It's just, you might be left wanting a little more. So
yep,
I think that's all we got for this time.
Yep. Thanks. So, tell us what you think. Subscribe. Give us a like. Thanks.
Check you guys next time.